Alright, welcome back to Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright trilogy, where in the last video we had to cross-examine two people. One was Detective Gunshoe and the other was the old lady Wendy Obag. And they both told us some interesting information about who actually murdered the victim, the Jammin Ninja. And now, since we can't close on the case because Maya's kid now, so it looks like we have to keep going with the case and interview a new client, which is Adrian Andrews. So with that being said, grab your snacks, grab your drink, because Detective Reaper is coming to save the day. Dude, I can't believe Andrew, no way. No cool, and collected Adrian Andrews. She is your manager, it would have been easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So, after the ceremony, do the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily planned the blood-covered button in your hockey mouth. Because she was the one that came to wake me up. Dude! You saying it really was her? Yeah, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. But why? I thought she was bad with Juan. She had her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about, dude? I'm sure you'll see by the time the trial's over. You'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of the day. Give me a verdict that refreshes like a spring breeze. Okay, Mr. Lawyer, dude?
Phoenix, you think her murder is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right?
Yes. Miss Andrews depended on the Impact as a straight and reason to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left a suicide note and a person thought to have hidden it.
It's Juan Corrida, the victim of this murder.
And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Miss Corrida. All to get the suicide note back.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
Huh? What?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Bella stated Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts.
It was Edward.
It looks like he's still on the one's command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet.
I won't. Rest assured, I won't. Alright, we back.
Court is now reconvened. Now then, Mr. Edward, if you please.
The prosecution called the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Miss Juan Corrida's room. She had one card in her hand. What is your occupation?
I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt Ingard.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes, sure. What is it?
I'm sure that everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I never even heard of Goblet Land.
If the judge was ever a prosecutor with you, he would do all my work for me. Anyway, I was just wondering if you could tell us about your relationship with the victim.
Yes, I was seeing Miss Corrida.
I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fried and bait matter? Or was it bait and fried? Remind me of fishing.
But I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that. Not yet. I think there's someone who would beg differ.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the body that has taken place. Alright, we got the young lady here. Let's see what she did with the body. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room.
and there was his dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scenes as the crime scene photos. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
You pour a glass of juice when you see a dead man laying there?
You poured yourself a glass of juice?
Yes, Sally, I did remember not to touch things at the scene of crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that's when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix? She is one cool collector customer and she has a brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing.
Disrupt her pacing?
She's the type of one who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack where she least expected it. The instant you line up on your offense is the instant this trial is over. Understand?
Got it. Alright. Alright. Well, let's take mere advice into action. It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt for his room. What time the show starts? And what was Mr. Ungar doing at the time?
He was taking a nap. Okay. He was worn out from his many performances at the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony.
Mr. Ungar did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say he could have not been taken out of the room. Yes?
Excuse me? Yes? Where are you?
Right? I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. If you can't make a sensible sentence with a subject, then I'll make one for you. Watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Miss Ungar's knife from his room?
No.
Subject, verb, object, right? Did you skip basic grammar? The witness may continue. Damn, edgy? After that, I went to Mom's room. Which was that for? And why did you do that?
As a friendly jest, the one was to make an appearance with the other heroes.
So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason?
I beg your pardon? What are you implying?
You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had more personal matter to discuss with the victim.
Sorry, but I didn't have any such intention in mind at the time.
I can't get to the top without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. Maybe continue. Witness, what did you see when you got to his room? And there was his body. I was in shock. Okay. You were in shock?
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Miss Andrews was a very calculated person. And despite how close they were, I thought she had romantic feelings with Miss Garita. Anyone rather stumbling on a dead body would be in shock, and you can't seriously expect that young beauty like her would not be shocked. Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
I see.
What I saw was naturally the exact same crowd of photos as you. This is the photo you're referring to, correct?
Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest. And the guitar case was like this too. Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then, what did you do next, witness?
I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
Why? Juice?
Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
There was no lip mark left on the wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Garita, were you in great shock? And that's when you pour yourself the glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. At one thing.
What's one thing?
Never mind. No, it's no big deal.
What was you starting to say just now? you gotta press that. Miss Andrews, I'm confused that as you said you made a mistake at the scene of crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was.
Actually,
So would I. I'm sorry, it's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
flower vase? Or are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photos? This massive glass shards?
It was originally on top of the dresser, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the gift card case. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information? I'm sorry, I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the face was just another part of the mess.
It looks like another little fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else. I was the one who knocked the door fell and where it fell onto the guitar case. Okay. This question now. What kind of flower vase was it? It was a glass vase. It was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take one's pulse, so I set the glass I was holding down the dresser, and that when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. I thought she was always in total control of herself.
That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality.
It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now.
I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to...
Keep on offensive and not let up.
The only way you're going to catch her is some very strong decisive evidence.
I have to find something. I just have to, for my sake. Yeah, I know what she did. She said she knocked it over and it fell into the guitar case, but the problem is it didn't fall into the guitar case. Let's go. Alright, let's see here. Let's go to tab and let's go to here and let's go to right here. You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is this correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there some problem with what I said?
It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not the outside.
That's very true.
Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case.
And what is that?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered onto the floor. And what is wrong with
that?
if the guitar case was over when the vase fell, the glass shard should be inside, not outside the case.
What is your point, Wright?
That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all? Nope, object that. No, think back to what Miss Andrews just testified to. She said that the other day the vase, she didn't touch anything else.
Yes, that's right. She did imply that she didn't touch the guitar case.
But this whole matter with the guitar case is dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. It has no bearing on this after all. That may be well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it?
It seems that there's no paper made to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more detail about the guitar case?
Well, make a text file. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this. But it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either.
Alright, I'll follow. For now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright. The guitar case. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
It looks like this very important was a very important point.
This wasteful is such a familiar feel by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Huh. Using any ways to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man. Alright. I don't remember too clearly because of a bit days, it's fine. I suppose I'll have open the guitar after I knock the piece over. So, you open the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe. Why did you open the guitar case? Huh? Mr. Karita's dead body was right there in front of you, wasn't it? I would think that the first thing you do is to call for help, not open the guitar case. As the witness has stated multiple times, when she found the dead body, she was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not. I thought maybe the criminal took it. Why would she care about a bright red guitar? But get back on topic. Okay. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. Was it? Was it really empty? I would just wonder if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside. How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. These trials will be over in half the time if you would just pay attention.
Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright.
Sorry. As for why open it, I don't even know. Okay. It's not a big deal, right? As for why open it, I don't even know. Okay, let's see here. Let's go back over here. They jump on me telling me I should be paying attention, but here's the problem. Alright, let's see. Let's go for that. There's no way you were the one who opened that guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victims. Huh?
Yeah. What is this? Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case. What do you mean? What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at that time?
It was the night of the award ceremony. So of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now remember, I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you see, the witness was wearing gloves after seeing the crime.
Ooh. Gloves, huh? Strange. That's strange. You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Did you have something that would prove I was not wearing gloves at the time? Yeah, because if you was holding a glass and you showed a glove fingerprints on it, that's what it was. Take that! I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass? You left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass. Even if you took your gloves off when you pour yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Oh. Uh-oh. Got her.
Order! Order! Order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if this really was empty though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar, was at the studios.
Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case that was not the bright red guitar?
You don't mean it was a bright white guitar? Wait, that's not right either.
I mean, it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So, the witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case.
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactics at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided. No, Your Honor. Please recall that Ms. Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to this murder. If you're so sure, right, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claims, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything to do with the murder.
Can you do it, Mr. Wright?
Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that would have been in the case.
The bright red guitar not being the only thing? You don't mean to say that the black white?
So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty? Is that right? Right? I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder? Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, let's check what this is. Okay. Gotta be costume, right?
Yes, it's a photograph.
Yes, but what is important is what's in the picture, Your Honor.
In this picture,
It doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What am I proposing is inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What?
Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Right? Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that? That insane point would be to wear a costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such preposterous idea? Just outside the door was the investigation photographer who was stalling for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get this shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order! It looks like we wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix.
Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume?
Wait one sec, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai costume would have been Miss Amanda's guard. Why would something of the defendant be in the victim's room? And inside a guitar case of all places?
True, that is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, your court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside a guitar case? I respect.
Miss Engard did not take his costume off during a break period. In that case, the costume we all talk about was a spare one. What?
And are you saying on the night of the murder, there were two Nickel Samurai's costumes at the Gate Water Hotel?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had borrowed this spare to the ceremony on purpose.
But why? The victim, Mr. Burrito, was the Jammin Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai spare costume with him? What did we read inside Social Security?
And there is the sticking point. What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you just been ramming all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had a nickel samurai spirit costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer. And then answer with gusto. I believe in you.
Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim bought the nickel samurai costume hotel was... let's see. Oh. Okay. How about the ticket? I don't know. Give me the camera. Give me. You gotta be something. Yeah, he bought the costume because he had a big announcement. So maybe he had a ticket or something. I don't know. I'm going with the ticket. Gotta be it.
What is this?
On the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference.
A press conference?
Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at the conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Ingard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how that can be?
The way I see it, there can't be only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Miss Juan Corrida himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare nickel samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Miss Corrida was going to hold a press conference as the nickel samurai.
He was going to dress up as the nickel samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing?
That's something I don't quite know yet. However, what I am concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference. The nickel samurai was going to profess something? And by confess, I wagered he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corrida poses as a nickel samurai. Was going to speak about Matt Ingard.
Yes, I guess that's what it would mean.
But if that's the case, then it's not a confession. That's a public disclosure.
What?
Huh.
Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the boy he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the Jammin Ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's why he thought anyway.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
It looks like somehow Juan had it in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career. Had to be revealed. What? Damn, this is deep.
And do you know what this secret of Miss Ingard is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Ah, I see.
I'm probably coming off quite suspicious to everyone. Yes, you are. But that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Protect Miss Ingard? And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Angel, if you could, please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand. From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and a knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt I had to protect him. Okay.
This does account for everything.
Well, I am the logic type.
We finally see her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
After the defense can't find no fault in this testimony, I am ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind if you cross this error, Mr. Wright.
Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight on this and turn her logic upside down. Alright,